I'm the real daughter. The day I was brought back to the wealthy family, the fake daughter was snuggling in my mother's arms, sobbing pitifully. TSK TSK. Just look at that tear-streaked beauty, my heart aches for her. No wonder even my block of wood brother couldn't resist. The brother leading the way slipped. Father against son. Brothers at odds. Pity they're in the wrong drama genre. The fake daughter stopped crying, and my mom's hand, mid-pat, froze in place. While I was still mentally drafting a million-word soap opera, I suddenly realized everyone was staring at me strangely. Chapter 1. I transmigrated into a novel, becoming the real daughter in a classic switched-at-birth story. Supposedly, I grew up in a rural village, dropped out of school early, and had no manners or education. Meanwhile, the fake daughter had lived a pampered life in a wealthy family and was beloved by everyone. But when I returned home, I wasn't greeted with sympathy. My biological parents and brother saw me as a threat to the fake daughter and resented me for wanting to take back what was mine. What's more, she didn't feel secure at all. She seduced my brother, flirted with my father, and even plotted my death with my childhood fiancé. I knew the plot, but instead of running, I decided to see what kind of family could raise someone with such twisted values. So, when I stepped into the mansion and saw the tearful girl curled up in my mother's arms, I couldn't help but mutter internally, TSK TSK. So this is the female lead? Crying like a poor little flower. No wonder my wooden block of a brother couldn't resist. The brother walking ahead of me almost tripped. Chapter 2. I rolled my eyes. What are you doing? Trying to fake an injury? I didn't even touch you. I pushed past him and sat down right in front of the woman and the girl. Luna, the fake daughter, was still sniffling and sneaking glances at me. This is your sister Luna, the elegant lady said with a gentle but distant tone. She'll be living with us from now on. Oh, I know. I also know she's going to sleep with your husband, torment your son, and slap your daughter. The woman froze. Luna also stopped crying. Strange, their expressions looked really complicated. I understand, sister. Let's get along well. I don't blame you for taking my place all these years. I smiled brightly and reached out to her. Luna looked to the woman beside her before reluctantly taking my hand. I squeezed it lightly. She pulled away as if burned. So soft and fragile. No wonder everyone's fighting over her like she's some prize. I just wonder how she stomached seducing an old man. Luna's face turned pale. The lady's face darkened. I had no intention of ruining the mood, so I clapped my hands, stood up, and went to check out my room. Chapter 3. That night, my so-called father came home. Luna, as usual, was busy playing the good daughter, serving him food and flashing her best smile. The atmosphere was harmonious and cozy on the surface. So this is what a wolf in sheep's clothing looks like. A little old. But yeah. I see the appeal. Luna's taste isn't bad. Clink. The chopsticks dropped. The silence lasted just a second. But it was enough. Luna's face flushed, thinking she had caused a scene. She started apologizing over and over again. Before long, she was crying. The lady frowned. Oliver, my father, looked like someone had just slapped him. Tears really are her secret weapon, always crying. Just like when she slept with Oliver and sobbed her way out of the consequences. Yes, Oliver is the name of the good husband who gets wrecked by his adoptive daughter. TSK. Men. Luna cried harder. Oliver's hands shook. Ugh. Enough already. Slam. The lady smacked the table. Enough. Stop with the waterworks. I'm not dead yet. Luna flinched. I did too. It took me a while to remember what I was thinking before all this. TSK. Exhausting to watch. Chapter 4. The next morning, I got up feeling refreshed, heading downstairs with a bounce in my step, only to find the house completely empty. No family in sight. Perfect. I happily enjoyed a quiet breakfast, but my sharp ears picked up hushed voices coming from the kitchen. Miss Luna didn't look too good. Eyes all red when she left this morning. It's because of the new one. Obviously. Yeah. Miss Luna's always been such a sweet, obedient girl. That new one though? She's got a fierce temper. It's gonna be a mess. You think so? Mr. and Mrs. definitely seem to favor Luna. It's only the first day, and they've all gone out early like they don't care about the new one at all. As I listened, I nodded silently. So accurate. That's exactly how it is. In the original novel, The family didn't literally vanish the next day, but they might as well have. I was invisible to them. They cherished their pampered socialite daughter Luna, so afraid of upsetting her. They couldn't spare even a drop of warmth for me. To them, the fact that I came back to enjoy luxuries I'd never seen before was already a generous act of charity. They couldn't give me affection, so they drowned me in material compensation. That's exactly why Luna felt threatened. Because emotions might be vague and intangible, but real benefits? Those are solid, cold hard facts. Chapter 5. If you keep gossiping, say goodbye to your paychecks. I appeared in the kitchen doorway, leaning against the frame. The maids jumped in fright. Second miss, talking trash about your employer behind their back. And getting caught? That's a universal taboo. They looked horrified, but I just smiled like I didn't notice their panic. My temper isn't great. Sure, and I'm definitely not your precious Miss Luna, but I can still fire a few loose-lipped servants if I feel like it. We're sorry. Second miss. We won't dare again. This household paid extremely well, and the family was usually kind. None of them wanted to lose this job, and in the high society world, word travels fast once you're blacklisted. Good luck getting hired again. I crossed my arms and watched their sudden attitude shift without saying a word. Then came a soft, sugary voice behind me. Please forgive them, little sister. Everyone's just trying their best. If they offended you, I'll apologize for them. I turned around. Oh, Luna had returned at some point. She stood there, brows gently furrowed, eyes full of compassion. Just like they said, Luna was sweet and gentle, while I was the moody villain. You apologize to me? Sister, how could I possibly? I chuckled, knowing full well she had no intention of actually apologizing. This was just her way of playing the saint and winning hearts. Of course. She also knew I wouldn't force her to apologize. She expected me to take the graceful exit. She was just about to deliver a tear-filled speech on sisterly love when I slowly finished my sentence. How could I possibly refuse your apology? Come on, let's go somewhere private. I want to hear it one-on-one. Luna's face froze. I grabbed her hand to pull her away, and found it icy cold. The staff were thrilled to see us leave, less trouble for them. Luna tried to yank her hand away, but I held on tight. Sis, your hand's freezing. Let me warm it up for you. Dragging her along, I bumped into Kevin, who had just come back. He saw us and stopped dead, backing away like a guilty dog. Chapter 6. Brother. The moment Luna saw him, she looked like she'd spotted her savior, speaking in her soft, delicate voice. Clearly, she didn't want to apologize. Oh, savior's here, but what good is he? If he can survive one punch from me, I'll eat my words. I watched as Kevin instinctively took 2 steps back. I raised my eyebrows slightly. Ahem. What's going on here? Kevin breathed a barely noticeable sigh of relief and then cleared his throat awkwardly. Luna stayed silent, trembling. Her big dewy eyes locked on Kevin, tears already falling before she could even speak. Big sis said the maids offended me and she felt terribly guilty. So she insisted on apologizing to me in person. I'm just being generous and letting her. I said, as innocently as a little lamb. Kevin turned to look at Luna. She bit her lip in silence, eyes brimming with grievance. Luna, I know you're kind, but rules are rules. You don't have to take the blame for others. I'll handle it, Kevin said gently, his heart clearly softening at the sight of her. But Luna suddenly burst into tears. Brother, I'm sorry. I just wanted everyone to get along. It's all my fault. I'm so sorry. Her whole body was shaking, and Kevin's gaze softened with heartache. How could such a beautiful and kind girl like Luna ever be at fault? Her only crime is that we didn't protect her enough. Watching Luna cry made Kevin's heart shatter. He didn't realize their 10-year sibling bond had already rotted into something else. Ugh, damn. This thing had such a short shelf life. At this rate, give it 2 more years and his eyes will be on. Daddy dearest? He. Chapter 7. I was watching the show, thoroughly entertained, until I noticed Kevin's pupils dilate like he was having an existential crisis. Luna, meanwhile, looked like she'd grown spikes, tense and awkward all over. Just when I was wondering if their forbidden sibling storyline was about to speedrun into early activation, Kevin suddenly bolted upstairs like he was fleeing a crime scene. Didn't even leave a comforting word behind. Luna stood frozen, baffled. Wait, was my crying posture wrong today? She seemed to wonder. I was shocked too, watching Kevin miss the same step on the stairs for the third time. I shook my head. Is his cerebellum underdeveloped or something? Poor guy. He's gonna end up disfigured, limping, and at war with his own dad, all for a girl. After the third stair slip, I lost interest. Didn't bother with Luna, who was still stuck in her dramatic headspace. I turned and left with flair. Chapter 8. Witchcraft. Really? As a night owl, what do you do when you hear strange noises outside your door at midnight? Open the door. Of course. Gotta see which idiot has a death wish. Hair a mess. White nightgown on, I opened the door and nearly scared Kevin to death. He yelped and quickly covered his mouth, terrified someone else might hear. Alice. He tried hard to maintain the dignity of an older brother. Too bad his trembling legs totally ruined the act. I eyed him up and down, frowning at his twitchy hands behind his back, until he accidentally flung a talisman forward. Oh ho? He really was doing a ritual? I bared my teeth in a creepy grin. Oh no, you found out my secret. So, how do you want to die? I reached out toward him. Kevin actually calmed down a little. I was just passing by. With a talisman? What? Is that the new I'm just window shopping excuse? My face clearly read, yeah, right. Kevin sighed deeply and finally explained. I got this from a temple. They said it's for safety. I didn't know how to give it to you, so. He bent down to pick up the talisman again, visibly deflated. Chapter 9. No matter what, I'm still your brother. We share the same blood. Alice, there's no need to be so guarded. He said it with such sincerity. Any ordinary girl would have been touched. But my eyes stayed as calm as still water, until I heard a soft sound. Of course. Brother, we're true family, bound by blood. Kevin's eyes lit up instantly. So, will you accept this? He held out the yellow talisman, face full of hope, like he truly believed I'd accepted him from the bottom of my heart. I smiled sweetly, reaching out to take it, and then came her voice. Brother, what are you doing? It was Luna. She stood under the dim hallway light, her expression frozen in disbelief. Clearly, she'd heard what Kevin said earlier. Luna, Kevin, for some reason, avoided her gaze instinctively. Big sister, this is the charm brother brought me. He said it's for my protection. What about you? Didn't you get one? I tilted my head with an innocent look, pretending to be surprised. Luna choked on her words. Her pitiful gaze turned to Kevin, but Kevin just stood there, staring silently at the charm in my hand, eyes full of something I couldn't read. Chapter 10. He kept staring, until Luna called out again, louder this time. Brother! Kevin's brow finally creased. Just a little. A rare flicker of frustration appeared on his face. He spoke flatly. Sorry. Luna, I'll get you one next time. Luna's expression crumbled. She didn't get what she wanted. Devastated, she ran back to her room in tears. Kevin instinctively took a step after her. I watched him eagerly. Come on, coward. Go after her. Marry your little sis. So thrilling. Grab her. Cry red eyes. Kiss her waist. No escape now. I was practically vibrating with excitement, but Kevin froze. Then, like a glitching NPC, he turned in the opposite direction. As he passed by me, he glanced at me with a very complex look. You should stop reading so many novels. Kevin actually said that, with a straight face. I flashed my professional-grade fake smile. Sure, brother. Mind your own damn business. Since the drama ended early, I just turned around and went to bed. Slept like a queen. Chapter 11. The next morning, everyone was present at the table for once. But except for me. It looked like a thundercloud was hanging over each of their heads. Yawning, I scanned their faces. Kevin had dark circles under his eyes, definitely didn't sleep well. When he noticed me staring, he stiffly turned away. Luna's eyes were swollen, lips pale, cried all night, clearly still in a daze. As for the parents, though their faces looked neutral, their eyes were full of exhaustion. God knows what shady stuff they'd been up to. Alice, now that you've had a few days to settle in, the lady of the house said with a smile as she placed a rib on my plate. I'll take you for a checkup tomorrow. You're too skinny. We should adjust your diet a bit. Her tone was warm and kind. But make no mistake, this wasn't a suggestion. It was a command. As the poor little orphan finally reunited with her rich family, what could I do? Of course, I had to agree. Thank you, Mom. I acted surprised and flattered. She seemed satisfied. No one else said a word during the meal. Luna looked like her soul was still floating halfway to hell. No one noticed. That rib she gave me? I never touched it. Chapter 12. Early the next morning, I went to the hospital with the lady of the house. She seemed unusually serious about this checkup, spending a long time briefing the doctor. I sat there calmly, fully cooperative, watching her run around like a concerned saint. And then the results came back. She stood up almost immediately, barely holding back her urgency. Well, what's the verdict? Don't worry, madam, the doctor said with a warm smile. The young miss is perfectly healthy. No issues at all. He praised her motherly concern while delivering the good news. Not even a single problem? She pressed. The doctor paused, genuinely confused. He couldn't think of anything, if anything. I was healthier than the average person, he reaffirmed. Yes, exactly. No issues whatsoever. That's impossible. How can there be nothing wrong? She glanced at me and mumbled under her breath. I sat quietly beside her, looking sweet and docile, saying nothing. The doctor, sensing there was nothing else to do, excused himself. Even he wasn't sure whether she was hoping I'd be okay, or secretly wishing I wasn't. Rich families are a mess. Best to exit stage left. I'm fine, really. You're the one with problems. Lady, twisted as hell. Can't stand seeing someone else doing well. Can you? Even though I knew her concern wasn't pure, watching her act so desperate for me to have issues still rubbed me the wrong way. What did you say? She suddenly turned to me, her voice sharp. I blinked in mock surprise, eyes welling up a little. Mom. I didn't say anything. Maybe you didn't sleep well and heard wrong? Keep up. She didn't know how to scold me when I looked so startled. With a clearly annoyed face, she turned and walked off. I followed her obediently, taking small careful steps behind her. Chapter 13. Madam, your daughter is psychologically healthy. Same conclusion, this time from the psychologist. So whether it's my body or my mind, I was 100% fine. The lady didn't seem as eager this time. She slowly said, Doctor. Alice grew up in the countryside. She suffered quite a bit. I just worry. Please rest assured. Madam, the doctor smiled. She's incredibly positive and emotionally stable. A very cheerful child. No problems whatsoever. No matter how many times they examined me, the result never changed. Totally fine. Alice. Wait outside. I have a few more things to discuss with the doctor, she said, waving me off with a polite excuse. I rolled my eyes in secret, but nodded sweetly and obeyed like the good little daughter. Truthfully, I didn't care what she and the doctor were whispering about. All the tests were done. I was in perfect shape. She had no excuse to send me away under the guise of treatment. I waited outside for nearly half an hour. Finally, she came out, face darker than ever, holding a paper in her hand. We'll see you again for a follow-up next week, the doctor said politely, nodding. I nearly laughed out loud. So the one who really needs help is her. Huh? Her face darkened even more. She walked off practically fuming. Chapter 14. Unfortunately, just as we were leaving the hospital, we bumped into Luna. She looked dazed and almost ran into the lady of the house. Luna? What are you doing at the hospital? If this were before, she would have rushed over with concern, hugged her, and asked if she was feeling unwell. But now, her own head was pounding, and instead of diagnosing anything wrong with me, the checkup had only revealed her own issues. Mom, what are you doing here? Luna sounded nervous. I, on the other hand, was highly entertained. Judging from the direction she came from, psychologist? Makes sense. Her mental health can't be that great anyway. Big ones got problems. Little ones got problems. What a mess. And we're supposed to be sisters in the future? Gonna end up yanking each other's hair out. For sure. Luna and the lady exchanged a quick glance, both calculating. I brought Alice for a checkup. Didn't I tell you yesterday? The lady spoke first, aggressively setting the tone. Right now, she was suspicious of everyone. I was here with a friend, Luna lied with practiced ease. Oh, where's your friend then? Want me to help you look for them, sis? I asked brightly, looking ever so helpful. The lady's eyelid twitched hard. Alice is tired today. We'll head back first. Don't stay out too late. Luna. She grabbed my arm and dragged me away without another word. I followed obediently, like a good daughter. I even gave Luna a sweet apologetic smile. After all, a good girl never embarrasses her mother in public. Chapter 15. After we came back from the hospital, the lady suddenly got very busy. If she wasn't at a rich lady afternoon tea, she was in therapy, and just like Kevin, she started believing in crystals, incense, and divine karma. But here's the twist. She never brought Luna anymore. And of course, she wouldn't take me either. In fact, she started avoiding me. Luna noticed this change instantly. She panicked a little, so one night, she knocked on the door of Father's study. Before I came along, Luna went in and out of that room freely. She even had father-daughter time scheduled in daily. Like a royal ritual, she'd bring him fruit and milk while he worked, dutiful, considerate, the perfect daughter. But ever since I showed up, she hadn't set foot in there. So when I saw her standing at that door again, I narrowed my eyes. The show was about to start. Come in. Father's voice rang out. Luna exhaled in relief. She put on her usual sweet smile, the obedient, angelic daughter. Daddy, I brought you some fruit. She pushed open the door and stepped in. The lady of the house was no longer reliable. If she didn't hold on to Father, her share of the family fortune? Gone with the wind. Chapter 16. It's you, Luna. Father's expression softened. He was rarely home, always coming and going in a hurry. He had no clue what kind of mess had developed in this house. So of course, seeing his precious little girl put him in a good mood. Daddy, don't overwork yourself, okay? I worry about you, she said sweetly, snuggling up to him as if nothing had changed. But she seemed to forget. She and Oliver aren't blood-related anymore. They're two unrelated adults now. You need boundaries. Back then, inappropriate closeness could be brushed off with father-daughter affection. Now, that excuse doesn't work. What are you doing? Suddenly, the lady of the house stormed in and yanked Luna's hand away harshly. Luna flinched, startled. Even Father froze. But then he quickly recovered, frowning. What are you doing? You scared Luna. He stood up, giving the lady a reproachful glance, then gently patted Luna's back. Don't be afraid. Luna, your mom didn't mean it. Oliver, get your hands off her. Do you two have no sense of boundaries? She pushed Luna aside and smacked Oliver's hand away. What are you talking about? Boundaries? Luna's my daughter. You're going too far. Oliver snapped, cutting her off. You two aren't even related by blood. Even real fathers and daughters need to keep their distance. What about you two? The lady was shaking with rage. Luna just stood there crying, red-eyed and trembling. Chapter 17. The shouting had drawn Kevin over. I followed behind, pretending to arrive just now. Mom, what's going on? Kevin rubbed his temples, clearly exhausted. He glanced at me sideways. That look said, ever since you came back, this house has been in chaos. I ignored him and ran to the lady's side, gently supporting her. Mom, don't get upset. It's not good for your health. What's the point of being mad? This is only the beginning. You'll forgive them anyway, right? Because one's your beloved husband and the other's your precious daughter. They cry a little, beg a little, and you'll melt like butter. In the end, they'll steal your assets, ruin your son. But don't worry, for your sake, I'll pick up trash to feed you later. The lady suddenly gripped my hand tightly. Luna's face twisted in a storm of emotions. Father looked annoyed. Don't jump to conclusions. We've been married for years. Don't you know who I am by now? Don't you trust me? Don't you even trust Luna? First deny everything, then play the emotional card. Even gods would cave under this. TSK. Men, always the same lines. I kept mocking him in my head. But on the surface, I stayed quiet and caring beside the lady. Her expression, which had just started to soften, turned black again. Chapter 18. Kevin just stood there, saying nothing, lost in thought. Luna cried so hard she nearly fainted. As for father, he looked stuck, like his brain had crashed. His face was red from holding back. The fight dragged on until late at night. In the end, Kevin was the one who broke the silence. He asked Luna to move out. Only then did things settle down. When I first arrived, they hadn't properly introduced me, all because they were too busy managing Luna's fragile emotions. But after she moved out, the lady suddenly decided to throw me a birthday party out of nowhere. Well, isn't this the little wild sparrow who finally made it to the big tree? The door slammed open. A glamorous girl stormed in. I wasn't surprised. She had Luna with her, obviously here to make a scene on Luna's behalf. I sat in front of my vanity mirror, calm as ever. So, you're the one bullying our Luna? Who do you think you are? Just 'cause you're the real daughter now you think you can push her around? Luna's under my protection. She slammed the table, radiating contempt and drama like a full-on soap opera villain. Elena, stop. This is all my fault. She's only targeting me because I hurt her. Aw, that line was masterful. I hadn't even done anything openly hostile to her, always maintained that fake sweet sister vibe. And yet, here she was, twisting the narrative. You're just too soft. Luna, that's why people walk all over you. Don't worry, I'll settle this for you. The girl's sense of righteous fury was intense. She clearly thought she was the heroine of some justice-fueled anime arc. Chapter 19. Hey, I'm talking to you. Where are your manners? She shoved me in annoyance. I sidestepped her easily and raised a brow, eyeing her up and down. Who's this random white knight? Elena? Wait, could she be that Elena, the one who has a crush on Kevin? What a shame. His heart only has room for his sweet sister Luna. Didn't Luna say she's dumb and easy to manipulate? Also said she was arrogant, like a featherless peacock trying to show off. Honestly though, not ugly at all. Elena's eyes widened, a bit flustered. I took a step back. Easy there. Don't go into hysterics. I'm not about to get framed for assault. You. She'd 4 ages without actually saying anything. Luna gave her a subtle glance, one filled with faint annoyance. Elena, it's okay. Let's just drop it. I'm fine, Luna said with that delicate look of sadness. But when she looked at Elena, there was something cold and dismissive behind the pity. Elena looked between us, visibly conflicted, about to say something, when the door opened again. Luna, happy birthday. I turned curiously toward the voice. A boy I'd never seen before stood at the doorway. Elena and Luna both gasped in surprise and joy. Brother! Angelo, you're finally back. Luna ran straight into his arms, sobbing like the most pitiful flower ever. The boy gently patted her back and reached out to ruffle Elena's hair too. You've grown taller. Just from their words, I could confirm who this was. Angelo, Luna's childhood fiancé, the one who'd eventually orchestrate my death. He'd come back early. Chapter 20. Alice, are you ready? Kevin's voice called from the hall. He stopped short when he saw the group at the door. Angelo, you're back. Kevin, long time no see. Angelo smiled gently. Kevin nodded, then turned back to the matter at hand. I crossed my arms, leaning against the vanity. Inside, I whistled mentally. Phew. Look at this setup. She loves him. He loves her. And she loves him back. God, I'd kill to watch this unfold. Love triangle? Nah. This is a hexagon. Come on. Fight. Somebody better throw hands or I'll be disappointed. Kevin's gonna take care of his sister all the way to the bed. Huh? Crown him the king of cuckolds already. Not that he stands a chance against Angelo. Kevin's dumb enough to thank the guy who broke his legs. And yet he suspects their dad instead. No clue it was Angelo who ordered it. Damn, what a brutal little fiancé. This is... Angelo finally turned to me, curiosity in his eyes after soothing Luna. This is Alice, my sister, Kevin answered, stepping next to me. This is Angelo, Luna's fiancé. He kept it short and tight. Oh, so this is Miss Alice. Kevin, you're mistaken though. My engagement is with this family's daughter, not necessarily with Luna. Angelo smiled. Luna and Elena both stared at him in disbelief, but he didn't explain. He just turned to me, clearly intrigued. Nice to meet you, miss. I'm Angelo. I've heard a lot about you. Meeting you in person, you're definitely not what I expected. He extended his hand. I smiled sweetly and placed mine in his. Likewise. Now this one's going to be the hardest of them all. Chapter 21. Dad and Mom don't want me anymore. Now you're leaving me too, Angelo? I just stepped out for some air, didn't expect to stumble into Luna's dramatic confrontation with Angelo. After tonight's banquet, everyone would finally know the truth. I'm the real heiress, lost and found. She's the fake, who stole what wasn't hers for years. Before, the rumors existed but were never confirmed. Now, a grand birthday banquet from the family made their stance loud and clear. How could I leave you, Luna? You're overthinking again. Angelo wiped away her tears gently, still smiling faintly. But, what you said earlier. Luna bit her lip, clearly hesitating. That's just the truth. Luna, the engagement is between families. Who's the true heiress? Who has the rightful claim? That matters, doesn't it? It's how you got everything at first, too. Luna froze. For the first time, she barely recognized the childhood fiancé who used to dote on her. He said the engagement was between families, not Angelo and Luna. Oof. Chapter 22. Poor thing. How could anyone still believe a man's sweet nothings? You're valuable? He'll worship you. You're not. He'll kick you aside without blinking. Trusting Angelo? Better off trusting a stray dog. Luna must have sensed something. She turned around. Angelo followed her gaze and met mine. Alice. Sorry to interrupt. Sister, I'll just leave you two alone. I smiled sweetly and made a smooth escape before either of them could respond. Down the hallway, I slowed down. I'd walked far enough from them, but before I could exhale, a hand yanked my wrist tightly. Miss Alice, you seem to have quite the opinion about me. It was Angelo. This psycho had followed me. Me? New. What a sense of humor you have. I peeled his fingers off me and rubbed my wrist. Moron, you totally deserve your future cuckold crown. You're insulting me in your head. Angelo raised a brow. He knew. Just because you have no manners doesn't mean you can go around projecting your paranoia onto me. I said sweetly, while mentally cursing him out in ancient proverbs. Oh. Well, the more I get to know you, the more interesting you become. He stepped closer, his eyes glinting. Ever heard of telepathy, Miss Alice? This man, this cold-blooded, morally bankrupt fiancé, the only character in the novel who killed someone and got away with it. He didn't miss a thing. Telepathy? Please. More like a full-blown case of delusion. I snapped, cutting him with zero hesitation. Chapter 23. Luna was falling apart. She was sensitive and paranoid to begin with. And now? After the banquet, she lost her family, her fiancé. Now she thought everyone was mocking her. Elena, I can't go on. I don't want to live. She sobbed in Elena's arms, but Elena seemed distracted. Why don't you move somewhere else, Luna? She tried to comfort her, choosing her words carefully. But I don't want to leave. I can't leave Dad, or Mom, or Kevin, or Angelo, or you. I've lived here my whole life. Her tears weren't about sadness. They were a cry for help, a way to make someone stay. Then stay. I'll protect you. Alice won't dare touch you, Elena said, biting her lip. But Luna kept talking like she hadn't heard her. How could Kevin and Angelo treat me like this? They used to love me most. And Kevin. Luna, if you had to choose between Kevin and my brother, who would you pick? Elena's voice trembled. Luna paused, and then blushed. That's not fair. I love them both. What if Kevin loved you? He's not really your brother. You know, no blood relation. Elena barely got the words out. Luna didn't seem to notice the shift. No, he wouldn't. Just answer. If both of them loved you, who would you choose? Elena's hands clenched. She'd loved Kevin for years. What's wrong with you today, Elena? Luna frowned. She didn't like being interrogated. I've got plans. Walk around by yourself today. Elena snapped, turned around, and left. Chapter 24. I exchanged a knowing glance with the person not far away, then slowly curled my lips in a smile, pure mockery. Caught my sweet sister and her bestie fantasizing about me. Huh? Kevin, what now? This little incestuous drama finally ripe? I only see Luna as a sister. Later. Back at home, Kevin blocked my way and said that seriously. Really? Big brother? I blinked, wide-eyed in mock surprise. Who said otherwise? Kevin choked a little on his words, turned around, and left. I watched his retreating figure, eyes flickering. What I was thinking? Well, this time, only I knew. You're satisfied now, aren't you? Because of you, I've lost everything. Luna snapped. She couldn't go back home. Father ignored her after that scene with the lady of the house. Kevin and Angelo were both avoiding her. Even Elena, after their last fight, hadn't spoken to her since. What are you talking about, sis? I've said it from the start, I never blamed you for taking my identity. Now you're blaming me? I looked genuinely wronged. Stop pretending. You two-faced B*TCH. Luna was hysterical. Aw, using her favorite weapon on her. Disgusting, isn't it? I don't understand what you mean, but sure, blame me. You lived a life that was never meant for you. If you hate me for that, it's okay. If you want to go back to your place, I'll support you. My words tore off her fake mask with the same syrupy tone she used. Luna flushed red, pointed at me, but couldn't say a word. Chapter 25. The next time I saw her was at a party. There she was, Luna, in a server's uniform, walking through the banquet hall with humiliation written all over her face. I knew the plot was kicking in. She had begged the lady of the house. But ever since the study incident, there was a cold war between them. Especially since Luna just cried that day, never once explained herself. The lady just stood by as she fought with Oliver. For old time's sake, she still paid Luna's bills, but she'd never let her move back in. Not to mention, the family fortune? Luna had no part in it now. That scared Luna. She wanted power. She wanted to be a princess again, not some pitiful leftover living off handouts. So today, she snuck in here, and the moment I saw her lowering her head, holding a tray with 2 drinks, walking toward Kevin and Oliver, I knew she was about to make a move. I held back. Let's see who the lucky one is. Well, looks like Oliver took the bait. A warm breath whispered near my ear. Angelo had appeared behind me without a sound. He'd clearly recognized Luna, and figured out her plan, but he didn't try to stop her. Makes sense. In the original timeline, they did sleep together. Just, not with drugs. Not stopping her. Miss Alice? Or are you hoping to get yourself a new stepmom? Angelo raised an eyebrow, grinning like the devil. I opened my mouth and silently mouthed the words, "Mind your business." When the lady of the house barged in to catch them, Luna had just put Oliver on the bed. The door slammed open, and she slapped Luna hard. "You shameless wretch! He's your father." Such filth, such scandal, under her own roof, in the hands of the daughter she raised so carefully. Mom. Dad was drunk. I was just helping him to the bedroom. Luna sobbed, holding her cheek. Everyone murmured in sympathy. Poor girl, she was just being filial. The lady paused. She didn't want to make a scene. But they're not even blood related, right? And Oliver's expression looked weird too. Also, there are like 20 male staff here. Why send in the most delicate little girl? I don't get it. This is messy. Chapter 26. Enough. The moment those words were spoken, all attempts to calm things down stopped instantly. Madame nearly lost her composure. Her face was cold and stern as she ordered everyone unrelated to the family to leave. Only the family remained, plus Angelo. Luna, you have 2 options. Call the police, or leave forever. Madame took a deep breath, finally deciding to put an end to this. She could no longer allow Luna to hover under her roof. Mom, Luna looked at her in disbelief. Don't call me that. I only have one daughter. Luna. Make your choice. Madam turned her face away in disgust. She used to feel most sorry for Luna when she looked like this, but now, she just felt sick. Brother, help me. I didn't mean it, I really didn't. Enough. Luna, choose. Kevin's face was pale, cold sweat beading on his skin. His mind couldn't help but flash back to the day I first returned home. Angelo, Luna's voice trembled as she looked to Angelo for help. But Angelo's response was ruthless. Luna, what part of leave do you not understand? It was clear, he had no intention of helping her. Luna finally broke. In complete despair, she turned to me, pointing her finger like a final, desperate act. It's her. She bewitched me. I didn't mean to do any of this. It's all her fault. Even facing ruin, she still tried to drag someone down with her. Stop this nonsense. How could it even be possible? Oliver is my biological father. Madam frowned, her voice sharp and scolding. But Kevin, he looked up as if he had expected this. And then, at the exact same moment, Luna blurted it out. I can hear her thoughts. It was her. She put these ideas in my head. Mom, I was wrong. I won't do it again. Please don't kick me out. The room fell into stunned silence. Everyone froze, except me. Calm as ever, I smiled. Sister, did you hit your head? Who can hear other people's thoughts? That's crazy, right? Brother? I smiled sweetly and met Kevin's eyes. He flinched, a chill running down his spine, and quickly looked away. She's raving like a lunatic. She must be sick. Madam's hands were shaking, though her face remained composed. Kevin quickly nodded in agreement, watching them all pretend nothing had happened. Lying to themselves with such conviction, I couldn't help but smile in satisfaction. How amusing. Chapter 27. Even though she tried everything to stay, Luna was still kicked out, and as for everyone else in the house, it was as if nothing had ever happened. Like I had always been the one who grew up here, the real daughter, the one loved and cherished for over a decade. But honestly, that kind of peaceful life? Boring. So I decided to stir things up. Miss, the big gift you sent me. I really liked it. Angelo's voice over the phone made me smile, because the gift I gave him was one of his father's illegitimate children, hand-delivered, and extremely difficult to handle. This character was supposed to die at the beginning of the story. But thanks to me, he lived. And now? He's my sharpest knife pointed straight at Angelo. Why? Because the boy's mother was Angelo's dad's long-lost true love. Which means, that bastard loves this hidden son even more. Angelo was already in trouble, his power and influence crumbling. If he dares make a move now, I'll be ready. The door to his downfall is wide open. Glad you liked it, I said sweetly. Your fun is just beginning. I hung up, satisfied, then noticed Kevin standing awkwardly in the doorway. I remembered, right about now, the rest of the family were all seeing therapists regularly. Yep, everyone except me. I just wanted to check on you. Kevin gave a weak smile. Then he noticed something on my desk. A yellow talisman, the same one he had once lied about, said it was to protect me. He froze, apparently shocked I had kept it. His nose even turned a little red. Next time, I'll get you a better one, he muttered. Anne, I'll just take this one back. I glanced at him, didn't care. But he wasn't the only one acting strange. Even our parents had changed lately. They looked at me often, like they wanted to say something but didn't dare. And I knew why. The halo over Luna's head had shattered, and all those dusty, forgotten memories were now coming back to them in dreams. They saw everything I once said. Fathers fighting sons, brothers at war, all of it spiraling out of control after Luna entered their lives. Kevin's legs were crushed. Oliver lost everything. The lady of the house died from heartbreak. And Luna? She thrived like a parasitic vine, sucking everyone dry, then moving on to her next host. And the one who left them a lifeline in the end? Was me, their real daughter, the one they hated, the one who died. She had no ability to read minds, only a near psychic sense of observation. This world never loved her. Fate never gave her mercy. So when she realized the car had been sabotaged, and she received her terminal diagnosis, she chose death, left as cleanly as she had arrived. And the fortune they once gave her became the only safety net this family had left. Chapter 28. Those secrets that had long gone unnoticed were now being revealed, one after another, through a series of dreams, unveiling their coldness and cruelty, and the girl's innocence and kindness. My family tried desperately to make it up to me, but how laughable. They couldn't even tell who I truly was. I wasn't that girl, the one who wanted to understand others' thoughts. I wasn't Alice, who wished for empathy. Between reading others' minds and being read, I chose the latter. From the very day I returned home, I knew I had made the right choice. Watching them grow anxious because of my thoughts, seeing them doubt and tear each other apart, this was the best outcome. I didn't lift a single finger. I simply thought harder. So easy, wasn't it? Speculating about others can't compare to letting others speculate about you. That's where the real thrill lies. The more I thought about it, the more I pitied that poor girl. So once again, when my family tried to rebuild the relationship between us, I spoke first. How was it? Experiencing what it's like to read someone's mind? Too bad you could only read mine. No one had expected I would bring it up again. Everyone had silently agreed this secret would go with them to the grave. Alice, what are you talking about? Mom doesn't understand, Madam said, still trying to stay calm, though the fruit she was holding had been crushed in her hand. Honestly, your acting was pretty terrible. I almost couldn't hold it in several times. I tossed an orange in the air lazily, watching them exchange looks without saying a word. Don't doubt it, it was all intentional. Everything you heard from me, every thought you heard, I made you hear it on purpose. Infuriating, right? Judging by your stunned faces. Absolutely hilarious. You prayed. You hired exorcists, therapists. Every single one of you thought you were the only one. Hate to break it to you, it was wholesale. Watching you hide and doubt each other was delightful. I smiled brightly, mocking them with no remorse. Alice, I'm sorry, Madam said, eyes trembling. We should have trusted you sooner. No, I should never have let Luna stay. Just because I pitied her. I'm so sorry, Alice. Even now, after realizing I had been toying with them from the beginning, Madam wasn't angry. Because of the dreams, because of the truths they had lived through. How dull. I cut her off coldly. You're not apologizing to me, and I don't need your apology either. The girl in your dreams, that's the one you owe. But it's too late. She's dead, and the dead don't need delayed remorse. I tore off the mask. I was never their Alice. We were completely different people. How could they not have known? They just lied to themselves, thinking they could make it right. I was a soul summoned by a wish, called forth by the dying wish of a girl nobody ever truly saw. Even until her death, she never hated them. On the contrary, she wished that her family could change their destined fate. I came to fulfill that wish. But sadly, this group of selfish, hypocritical people never deserved her pure, white soul. They stood there, frozen, and now that everything was over, I had no reason to stay. I pushed open the door. The sun was shining brightly outside. Behind me, a wail of grief echoed. I didn't turn back. I walked forward, until the void swallowed me whole. Alice, your wish has been fulfilled. In the next life, don't read others, read yourself. You're worth it.